Jabra's first major announcement of 2025 was such a big deal that I literally put on a suit just to cover it in this video. That's saying something. Well, the cat is finally out of the bag here at Jabra, and the PanaCast 40 VBS is finally here. A purpose-built device for small rooms, huddle spaces, but one that carries on that same great PanaCast experience, including 180-degree field of view. Let's take a closer look. Now, the PanaCast 40 VBS is a true native room system. It is running Android, and it's not just running any Android, it is running the Microsoft Devices Ecosystem Platform, or MDEP. Additionally, it comes with the necessary components to complete a full room system. You've got the front of room bar providing 2 cameras that provide an inclusive and dynamic 180-degree field of view. You've got onboard mics and speakers. In addition to that, you've got the HD touch controller that can either sit in the center of room or can be mounted to the wall for those smaller room cases where maybe you don't have a table in the middle of the room. Some truly masterful design was used when building this product. Let's check it out. The PanaCast 40 VBS still allows for a dynamic and intelligent 180-degree field of view. However, it is accomplished with 2 4K cameras instead of the 3 cameras present on the PanaCast 50 VBS. Next thing to call out is that we've got our PanaCast 40 VBS sitting on a brand new table stand. However, more to come on that in a second. Before we get there, let's take off this removable cover, which is brand new to this device. Now, this is held on by magnets at the bottom, and it is a premium fabric cover on this particular unit, but there will be an option for an easy clean cover as well. Now, on the audio side, we have a single, very powerful mono speaker at the front and 6 microphones, 3 of them visible at the top and 3 at the back of the device for a beamforming mic array. We've also got 4 individual magnets right at the front. Those are what hold that removable cover in place nice and snug. And one more thing that I really love about the thoughtful design going on underneath the removable cover is the inclusion of the reset button right there. Not a difficult to reach pinhole sized button. You can simply press it with your finger and hold it for reset operations. Extreme thoughtfulness was applied in the design of mounting for this device in particular. It is included and attached to a hinge at the bottom that has the embedded wall mount on it. That means there is not a separate component used to install this to the wall. Now, clearly, when using the table stand, the embedded wall mount connects directly to it at the back, aiding for a very easy and simple setup and deployment no matter which route you choose. Of course, it can also be mounted using the optional TV mount. Additionally, this wall mount includes a standard size hole in the middle for tripod use, allowing for even more flexibility with where and how you deploy the solution. An entirely brand new table stand has been designed specifically for the PanaCast 40 VBS. It is designed to attach directly to the wall mount that again is included on the PanaCast 40 VBS bar. It also has rubber grips at the back to keep your Ethernet, power, and USB as well as HDMI cables in place. At the front of the table stand, secondary rubber grip cable management is provided for those BYOD scenarios where HDMI and USB cables need to be brought out from the device. Now, this back plate covers up the ports and cable management bay at the back of the device and can be locked into place with this little nut right here. However, by removing that, we see that there is a place both at the top and bottom to route cables through. In fact, careful attention to detail was put into the design as there are patterns embedded not just on this back plate, but inside the device, showing you which way to route cables depending on your use cases and setup. Now, taking a look inside of the port and cable bay, you can see we've got all of the ports right here on the inside, as well as that ingrained diagram showing you to wrap your cables and bring them either up or down. On the outside, you can see a guide to show us what each port is. Additionally, in this cable bay, you can see that it actually goes in a little ways, allowing you to tuck excess cable back in there before it is carefully wrapped around and routed out of the device. Now, one of the things I love about the new PanaCast Control touch display is the increased mounting options and flexibility. Below here, you'll see that we have the cover covering up the port connections on the underside of the device. This gives you a 25-degree angle to allow the device to sit on the desk at a 25-degree angle for ease of touch and management. Coming around at the back of the device, you can see we've got a Kensington lock slot. We've also got a spot to route our networking cable out the back, or we can pop out the center plastic piece that is included to route our cables down and through the table for a cableless experience on the table. On either side of the base, there is a single screw hole allowing you to lock the base into place. Now at the back of the base, if you simply push in right here, you can pop the bottom off and we get a view of where our Ethernet cable should plug into. The other thing you'll notice here is the etching inside of the underside. We've got the indication of which ports are where. Our Ethernet port is right here, a USB-C port here, and this tells us to match the waves for a table stand. Looking at the underside of the base, we can see that the waves are at the bottom. So if we match these waves to the same place on our control, we will have it in the right position for a table stand. However, in many small rooms and creative spaces, you don't have tables in the room, meaning you might want to wall mount your controls so that when you walk into the room, you can click touch and start your meeting. Up here, we see that this side will be up when we're going to wall mount the device. Also, you've gotta love the pretty naturey scenes with the house and the trees and the sun, right? Right. So with our base attached this way, we achieve a 25-degree angle for either an angled wall installation or for our table. When we flip the base around, you can see that it attaches to form a flat, straight angle for a more flat wall-mounted solution. And of course, let's not forget the built-in in-room sensors. Now, the targeted release for the PanaCast 40 VBS is summer 2025. And of course, you can keep an eye out for it at other events leading up to the summer. Until then, it's time to go back to the drawing board and rethink exactly what inclusivity and the ultimate in productivity really means for your small meeting rooms.